16 on the tree. So Driscoll goes to the semifinals. And we welcome back all of our friends on D3 TV. Sorry about that. The computer locked up. Warren had to run out and get a bucket of cold water to throw on it. But we're back up and running. You missed Matt Driscoll. 60,000ths of a second. Now it's Bradley Green and Larry Piper. And Larry Piper on the double breakout win. He'll come back to run Driscoll. Boy, there's a pair of names. They have duked it out on the quarter mile here at Heartland Motorsports Park many a time over the last 30 years. Super Street getting ready to roll in next. So we're down to the semifinals. In our fine line graphics, Madcap Racing. Top dragster field. Paul Masick taking on Rick Huffman as we're down to 14 cars. Going to establish our quarterfinal contestants, Masick and Huffman. First generation Camaros up there. And out of the gate they go. Huffman, accelerated graphics entry there on the left-hand side, gets the win, 1089.0 over Paul Masick's 1086.1. So Huffman becomes the first of our quarterfinal Elite Eight. Masick comes up a little short at the other end on the double breakout run. Roger Sauter taking on Sean Carter now, yet another first generation Camaro. Is our Super Street field filled with them. Roger Sauter said, hey, hold on a minute. I got my E-bodied Barracuda over here on the left-hand side. Running around of City, Nebraska with that large 600 cubic inch, well, almost, Dodge power plant for Roger. Sean Carter rolls in, waiting on Roger. He's about to get timed out. Just made it. Sean Carter says, I was waiting on you, Roger, but I'm done waiting and going to wait no more. Carter out of the gate running, looking over his shoulder now. Goes 003, 1089.1 for the win. 1088.8 by Roger. He was 14 on the tree. But already a little short. It ends up coming short at the other end by 0.03 of a second. So Carter throws his hat into the ring in the quarterfinals. Ryan Siffler and Jordan Pratt. Yet another one of our first generation Camaros for the 20-year-old youngster out of Minnesota over there on the left-hand side. Stifler out of Colorado. And big motored Chevelle off and running. Getting down to this late stage of the game. You didn't bring your A game to the starting line. You better just turn tail and go home. Jordan Pratt gets the win, 1092, 133. He lets Ryan have the finish line. Ryan takes it with the 1086, 138 mile an hour run. So Jordan joins Rick Huffman, Sean Carter in our Elite Eight quarterfinals. Brad Frederick and Nick Siebert looking to see what they can do. 14 cars left coming into this session. We will be down to 7. Siebert's Buick, Frederick's Falcon. The fly to the bird. Here comes the hard charging Ford Falcon top end, closing in. Got him. 1091 at 140 miles an hour. 1093 by Siebert. Frederick getting the win by 9 thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. So Frederick moves on with the Basket, Nebraska-based car. Siebert's day is done. Coming up just a little bit short down there is Jason Hennessy and Troy Grant. Get ready to do battle next. Both of these guys have gone numerous of rounds over the years. Here at Heartland Motorsports Park, Troy out of Colorado. Off the makes the toe down from the high country to play in the flatlands of Kansas. Tennessee makes the short toe over from Kansas City. A little bit better out of the gate, Jason. A little bit better at the stripe, Jason. 10.92 beats Troy Grant's 10.90 on a hole shot by 2 thousandths of a second. And it'll be Hennessy's Pontiac, Rick Huffman's Camaro in the next round of eliminations. 10.909 by Troy. Gave it a good ride. 2,000 short at the other end. Matt Coles, 56 Chevrolet. And Andy Withers, 69 Camaro. Coming back, winner here. Comes back to take on Brad Fredericks. Little Falcon. Will it be the shoebox? Will it be the Secral Truck Equipment Camaro of Withers? Looks to me like it's shoebox time. 10.907. 20 thousandths package by Matt Cole. So Cole and Frederick doing battle. Huffman and Hennessy. Jordan Pratt taking on either Shade Thomas or Tom Phillips. It said Shade was just up here looking for a shifter cable. Kind of tells me that Tom Phillips gets the competition by run. So it'll be Phillips and Pratt. Battle of the Camaros in the quarterfinals. Competition by run for Tom. Takes him to the field of 7 cars left. Cruises through 10.87.7, and what a great place to have a single run as you get ready to set yourself up for the run-through final eliminations. Stock Eliminator, I do believe, getting ready to roll in next. So we have taken our field of almost 90 cars to our Elite 11. Be down to 6 here momentarily. Again, racers, if you're in, you're in. Need you to cool them, fuel them, splash them, gas them, and come on back. If you are in, we're down to the quarterfinals, semifinals. Just go ahead and get them ready. Bring them on back around. As soon as we get everybody paired up and in the lanes, we will run you. Yeah. Warren Evans looks up from the D3 TV screen and he goes, wow. Yep, that's kind of generally it. Jeff Lopez and Austin Williams. Couple of bad hombres here in the stock eliminator world. Austin up on the Aeromotive side of the racetrack, 11.19 to dial. Lopez going to wheel the Copo Camaro down track here on the O'Reilly side on 8.946. The short side of the ladder, check this out. Austin Williams, Jeff Lopez, Slade Cummings, and Brian Heath. You want to play? You're going to have to earn it. Lopez waiting on Austin. Austin waiting on Jeff. Austin rolls in. Jeff right alongside of him. Tree turns green for Austin. Green turns red for Lopez. Williams gets the win automatically. And he will be one of the players for the bye run to the finals. 11.19 on the 11.19, a 20 thou package for Austin. Lopez goes 9.89, shutting it off and cruising through after that 5 thou red light start. James Reed taking on Timmy Ames, the 4-speed 340 Duster. for Ames out of Texas. Putting up a 10.88 on the scoreboard. Reed on a 9.35, so a second and a half of this one's already done. Reed gets the win via the red line start by Tim Ames, who turns it red by 8 thousandths of a second. 9.33 on a 9.35. James said, hey, appreciate the tune-up opportunity. 142 miles an hour by Reed. 10.91 by Tim. But 8 thou too quick out of the gate. So 2 pair, 2 red lights. Pressure might be building a little bit. Jacob Pitt taking on Chris Cheney now. A couple of former division champs. Cheney on the right, Jacob on the left. C-Stock automatic, 440 CUDA. A-Stock automatic, 427 Camaro. Pick your muscle car right here. Get them. Cheney green, Jacob green. Just a few thou difference between them. Leaving this in. Cheney's going to get the window. 10.24 on a 10.20. 10.49 on a 10.51 by Pitt. A little too quick down at the other end of the racetrack, and Cheney moves to the round of 6. It'll be Cheney and Jeff Taylor in the next round. We already know that because Jeff's got the bye. Chris Knudsen taking on Chris Kemmerer. Hey, I think Chris won this race. He's got to figure out if it's Kemmerer or Knudsen. Big block Camaro, Knudsen out of Iowa. Trying to hold on top end, gets it done. 10.62 on the 60. Kemmerer a little late, goes 9.88 at the other end, trying to reel him in. So it'll be Knudsen and Reed. Cheney and Taylor. Austin Williams against the winner of this pair. Slate Cummings with yet another B-Stock automatic heads-up run to take on Austin. Brian Heath on the left, Slate on the right. First one to the finish line, your winner. Slate had the quicker of the two in qualifying. I do believe Slate was the quickest B-Stock automatic entry here this weekend. Brian Heath's Chevelle certainly hasn't been a slouch. Oh, Slate killing the treat. Brian's car creeping on him a little bit. Tried to hold it on the line. Slate Cummings, meanwhile, off and running. Goes 10.66, 91 miles an hour, so it'll be Cummings and Williams in the next round. Austin's kind of like, what's the guy got to do? Just got around Jeff Lopez. Now has to come back and run Slate. JT, Jeff Taylor, the engine builder out of Indiana. He'll be back to run Chris Cheney. This will be Reed's Copo, Knudsen's 69 edition, Taylor's Copo, Cheney's 69 Camaro, and Cummings Corvette. Taking on the lone Mopar entry left, and that being Austin Williams. So our quarterfinal set and stock eliminator. And again, as soon as you guys can cool them and fuel them, bring them back to the lanes. We'd appreciate it. Need all of our winners back to the lanes, please. If you win, you're in. Come on back. This is the all call. So we need all of our runners back to the lanes, please. Super Cop should be in the lanes. Super Stock. Super Gas. Sportsman Motorcycle. Need all of you. Back to the lanes, please. If you have one, we need you back to the lanes.
Summit Racing Equipment, the official high-performance source of NHRA and proud sponsor of the Summit Racing Series and the Summit Racing Junior Drag Racing League, is celebrating its 50th anniversary as the world's speed shop. Since 1968, Summit Racing has given racers more bang for their parts dollar. Order online anytime at summitracing.com. You'll find millions of parts in stock from over 1,500 name brands. Parts for racing, street performance, trucks and off-roading, tools, and more. Summit Racing offers fast shipping, expert tech advice, and world-class customer service so you get the parts you need when you need them. Download the free Summit Racing app to easily shop from your phone or tablet. Sportsman racers, grab a copy of the latest Summit Racing catalog and put 2 contingency decals on your car. Win or runner-up at a national or divisional event, and Summit Racing will send you a contingency check. Summit Racing Equipment, everything you need for anything you drive.
And again, racers, if you're still in, need you back to the lanes, please. If you are still in eliminations, need you back to the lanes. Don't forget chapel service tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock in the pavilion behind the main grandstand, in between the grandstand and the concession stand over there in the pit area. 7 o'clock chapel service and the Racer Appreciation Feast tomorrow night from 4 to 7 over in the Tech Barn. Everybody that's entered in competition got their pass for the Racer Appreciation Party put on by Aeromotive Fuel Systems. Tip of the cap to Steve Matusik and everybody. Aeromotive over in Lenexa, Kansas. Appreciate their support. Not only the track here at Heartland Park, Topeka, but also each and every one of the racers going down track this weekend. Super Cup, Stock, Super Gas, Super Street, Sportsman Motorcycle, Top Dragster, Top Sportsman, Comp Eliminator. If you win, you're in. Need you back to the lanes, please. If you win, you're in. Come on back to the staging lanes, please.
K&N now brings you an extreme duty oil filter and the same engineering that goes into the world's best air filter has developed a premium oil filter that features a 1-inch nut on the bottom of the can for easier installation and removal. This high-flow oil filter protects some of the most expensive racing engines in the world. Shouldn't it be protecting yours? K&N oil filters are available at all automotive retailers. Find out more online at knfilters.com.
Super Cup rolling in. Down to 19 cars left in the category. Gary Holtz, Steve Michaels. Warren, you want to do these? You've been doing all the rest of them. All righty. We'll let Warren step in and tell you all about this next run through our Super Comp field. Racers, need you back to the lanes, please. If you're in, you're in. Need you back to the lanes. Come on down, guys.
It's Gary Holtz, Steve Michaels coming up now. Again, 890 is the number. As Bob said, if you win, you're in. Bring them back to the lanes. As soon as you win your round, come right on back up. Michaels Michaels out front. Here comes Gary Holst. Win light says it's Michaels for the win. Steve Michaels, 891.6 at 144. He had a 009 light. How about this for Gary Holst, losing here in this round with a perfect 8900. Tardy on the tree, dead on at the stripe, not good enough. Joey Fusting, Grays Lake, Illinois, comes up alongside Mitch Mustard. Fusting for Phoenix Industries, left side. Mitch Mustard alongside from Arvada, Colorado. As we whittle our way down here in Super Comp. Fusting on the starting line, but it's Mitch Mustard for the win, 891 at 176. Fusting 892, 166. He was 012 to Mustard's 024. But Joey not getting it done at the finish line. Margin of victory, 36 ten-thousandths of a second. Chris Bishop, Scott Cook coming up next. Bishop left side from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Scott Cook right side, Festus, Missouri. The Cook Racing Racecraft machine. Bishop line performance. Taking the power. 890 with a 3 for Chris Bishop. Dead on with a 3 at 157. Scott Cook, 2 thou too quick, 889.8 at 169. Scott Dean moves up from Olathe, Kansas. See him backing up from the burnout left side of the track. Taking on Paul Moore from Hutchinson, Kansas. Paul Moore's Mel Hambleton Ford dragster. It is a big block Chevy machine. That appears to be the weapon of choice in this category. Big block Chevy powered rear engine dragsters. Paul Moore, finish line. Win light comes on for Scott Dean. 891.7 at 168. Dean was 006 up front, 891.7 at the stripe. Going to take the win for Paul Moore. His night is done, 892, speed of 174. Kyle Fickler, the white dragster, a little red paint out there on the front of it. Fickler for Aeromotive in the Aeromotive lane. Taking on Austin Sharp from Omaha. The Heartland Concepts undercover car. Sharp stages up here in the O'Reilly lane, right side. Stages. That is a foul start. Kyle Fickler gets the win. 891 at 165 for Kyle Fickler. He'll advance. Austin Sharp deep staging it, 896 and done at 154. Todd McCann, Coy Collier. Next up. Both of them backing up from their burnouts right now. Getting set to pull forward and stage. Todd McCann. Coy Collier from Benton, Louisiana. A reminder, all winners, all classes, back to the lanes, please. All winners in all classes. Get them back up here to the staging lanes. It's round robin time as we wind up our day. All winners, all classes, we need you now back to the staging lanes. If you win your round, come right on back up. Todd McCann, 008 red. Coy Collier picks up the win light, 888 at 160. Todd McCann, 886, and the red light starts, speed of 166. Dave Crawford, Dan Foley, your next pair. Left side, that's Crawford, the runner out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Right side, Dan Foley from McKinney, Texas, for Foley's Electrical. He'll pull up his big block Chevy dragster. Again, all winners in all classes. We need you back to the lanes. All winners, all classes. We need you now back to the staging lanes. If you win your round matchup, return to the staging lanes to cool. This time around, it's Dave Crawford getting the win ticket, 893 at 175. Crawford's 022 light helps him a bunch. The 066 for Foley throws away that 890 up on the board at 168, so he's dead on, but going home. Dave Crawford, your winner. Devin Eisenhower, Justin Frost. Eisenhower, the young man out of Lebanon, Indiana. Frost from Fort Worth, Texas. Devin moves in, Justin alongside. Away they go. Devin Eisenhower moves on to the next round, 892 at 177. Eisenhower is your winner. Justin Frost, 891 and done at 170. This is Jeremy Smith and James Shorn. Coming up next, Jeremy Smith out of Great Bend, Kansas. He's in the aeromotive lane left side. James Shorn right side, the O'Reilly lane from Fremont, Nebraska, for A&E Racing Enterprises. Stennett Power both sides of the track. Again, all winners, all classes, back to the lane. If you win, you're in. If you're in, we need you. For Jeremy Smith, he'll pick up the win ticket, 893 at 167 for your winner, Jeremy Smith. James Shorn broke out 2 too quick, 888. Took 5, broke out by 2. Kimber Fusting coming up, hoping to do a little better than her brother did. Joey went out this round. Kimber still hanging in there, trying to take out Don Nichols. Kimber out of Waukegan, Illinois for Bristol Hose and Fittings. Lines up next to Don Nichols from Lincoln, Nebraska. The Big Dog Trucking Don Davis built car. All winners, all classes, back to the lanes. Kimbrough, Don, finish line. Kimbrough, 891.6 at 171. Kimbrough moves on. 890 with a 3 for Don Nichols. 017 at the start, a 20 thou pack. She's 20 thou as well because she's 004, 891.6. That's a 20 thou pack. Nichols, 17 and 3 makes 20. Margin of victory, 0, 0, 0, 3 at the finish line. Austin Williams, Landon Stahlbomber coming up next. Austin, you just saw him win in stock. Saw him win in stock, trying to do the same here in Super Comp. Not going to happen. 002 red for Austin Williams. Landon moves on. The automatic win, 889.9 at 175. For Austin Williams, red light start, 885 at 181. Motorcycles coming up. Should be 3 of them left, if I recall. Three bikes making their way into the water. Phil Snare and Leland Sykes. Pull up. Snare left side, the Suzuki. Leland Sykes up on the Ninja. Snare out of Wichita, Kansas, 821 the dial in. He'll leave second. Leaving first, Leland Sykes gets a head start, 893 the dial in on that bike. So once again, if you're still in competition, we need you back to the lanes. All winners, all classes, back to the lanes. Red light start for Leland Sykes. Leland will finish up with an 889. Phil Snare moves on to the final, 816 on the 821. Just a time pass. Philip will go on to the final round to match up with Curtis Spracklin. Spracklin from Omaha, Nebraska. He'll stage up in the aeromotive lane, excuse me. He's got an 857 on the dial-in board. See how close he runs to that. So it sounds like Super Gas will be coming up next. After the single pass here for Curtis Spracklin, he clicks it off early, and he will coast on down. He was 0.21 on the tree, but it kind of went south after that. And it coasts on through to an 1859 at 50 miles an hour. Super Gas will be up next. Again, all winners back to the lanes. All winners back to the lanes. And if you win your round matchup, bring it right on back up. We're going to round robin till we get it finished up.
Quick little spray of the racetrack before we get into our quarterfinals of our eliminator categories. Brett Spear, Randall Klein. Scheduled to come up first pair out of our super stock field. Randall Klein made it all the way up to underneath the tires, got a wheel bearing going out in the Nomad. What a disheartening way to go out, and 8 cars left in competition. Brett Spear will move on to the semifinals. Got right over here on the right-hand side, working its way down track. The GTJ automatic. 87 Camaro, he clicks it off to a 10.06 at 118 miles an hour. Now, the Samtech EDU late model Copo Camaro, Brandon Bakey's taking on Brenda Grubb's Super Stock A automatic. National Parts Depot entry, 977 to a 945, the early model hot rod. Actually has the quicker dial than the factory Super Stock Copo car. Brandon Bakey's white Copo there in the left lane, going to go first. Brenda Grubbs, about 0.3 of a second later, going to be right behind and give a chase. Winner of this pair comes back to run Brett Spears Camaro the next round. Green lights the pair as they head for the other end of the racetrack. Brenda Grubbs trying to seal the deal, does it with a 948, 139 miles an hour, 980 by Brandon. Getting the win and the stripe by 11,000th of a second. And Brenda Grubbs into the semifinals. So we know one side of the ladder. Now will it be Larry Cummings or Vic Penrod going to the Final Four? Cummings in the debut race of the brand new Chevy Cobalt. Out of Mosier Engineering and Cummings Motorsports. The Godfather at the wheel on an 866 dial. Penrod's GTH automatic Camaro, 1016 this time around. Victor's in. Larry rolling in. He's in. Victor's red, and Larry Cummings going to the semifinal. Stood it up, set it right back down, and some sparks are flying out from underneath. Hopefully nothing got damaged on that run. But he definitely came down hard. Cummings hot rod going to the semifinals with a 15-second run. Penrod goes 10:34 after turning on the red bulb by 0.04 of a second. Wyatt Wagner and Don O'Malley, 16-year-old youngster versus a gentleman that is about 4 times that. I think 5 times that. Don O'Malley's got a few years on him. Super Stock H automatic. Heads up run between the two of them. O'Malley's had the quicker Super H automatic car all weekend long. Let's see if he's got enough. Take out Wyatt. Away they go. Ooh, O'Malley. Don may have given up a little bit too much on the starting line and did. 993 beats the 987. Whole shot by Wyatt Wagner. O'Malley relaxed on the starting line, knowing he had the kid covered, and he relaxed too much. So it'll be Wagner, Cummings in the semifinals, Grubbs and Spear on the other side of the ladder in Superstock. 987 outruns the 993 of Wyatt. Wyatt's better on the tree. Parlays it into the win down at the other end of the racetrack. We roll now into Super Gas. Tommy Turner rolls up. His hot rod taking on Matt Larson. Battle of the Corvette Roadsters. Full 16-car collection of Super Gas runners getting ready to whittle it down to the Elite Eight. Kid drivers, need you back to the lanes, please. Drivers, need you back to the lanes. As soon as you can turn them and get them back. Love to get this one in the books. Matt Larson gets the win, 993. With the 001 light, beats Tommy Turner's 992. As Larson moves on to the quarterfinals of Super Gas competition. Turner's day comes to a halt. Bill Causey and Travis Salter going to do battle next. The runner out of Texas taking on the Canadian runner. I guess there's not a whole lot better spot. Come south, come north from Texas, come south from Canada. Meet up here at Heartland Motorsports Park. The old adage, B-double-O, take double-O. Let's see which one of them could pull it off. Both drivers, double-O on the tree. 994 beats a 993, taking 003 stripe. Causey was 002, Travis was 009, and 3 thousandths of a second separation and win light for the Canadian down at the other end of the racetrack. So Causey into the quarterfinals. Travis's day is done. John LaBousse taking on Jackson Collier. Number 1 in the country, taking on number 1 in Division 4. On and off the throttle stops. They head for the other end of the racetrack. Collier whomping it down at the other end, gets the win, 991.5. LaBousse takes 2 thou stripe, breaks out by a thou. Whew. Not a lot to work with there. Collier gets the win and moves on, 991 to 168. 005 on the tree. Hold on to 14 thousandths of a second as they pass the Christmas tree. Able to cash in 2 of them. Down at the other end of the racetracks, Jackson Collier will be back. Tim Nicholson taking on Dale Evans in another Corvette Roadster. Taking on Nicholson's small block powered stick shift 67 Camaro. And Nicholson likes to use the throttle stop at the other end of the racetrack. You'll see this 400 cubic inch mouse motored machine romp and stomp its way down track, and then all of a sudden slow up to about 100 mile an hour pass down at the other end. It makes it real difficult for Dale Evans and everybody else to judge Tim's car at the other end. And Tim used the system to perfection last year. Way out in front, now slows the car down. Didn't slow it down enough. 991 at 104 miles an hour by Tim. Evans gets the win by a thousandth of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. 991.7 beats a 991.6. Evans was 2 thou better off the line. Nicholson was 1 thou better at the stripe. Margin of victory, 17 ten thousandths of a second. And it doesn't get a whole lot closer than that. 4 cars in and our Elite 8. Clark Butt and Joe Lockhog. Going to try and throw one of their Corvette Roadsters into the thick of things. Lockhog on the left, Mark over here on the right, the Longview, Texas station. Mutt Music Emporium machine. Lockhog coming down, trying to hold on, runs 996, gave up the stripe. Clark looks over, takes it by 8 thousandths of a second. Says thank you very much. Moves on at 160 miles an hour. So Mutt's day continues. He'll be back to take on the Canadian Causey in the next round of eliminations. Dennis Hay and Paul Prang. Prang's Lucas Oil. West Tech Performance. 57 Corvette bodied entry there on the left-hand side. Gorgeous automobile. Taking on Hayes Corvette Coupe. The Golden, Colorado-based runner. Winner here is going to come back and take on the Larson Farms entry. 991 by Hay gets the win over Prang's 996. So it'll be Hay and Larson. Causey and Munt. Alan Bush or Michael Miller coming back to take on Dale Evans. Michael Miller coming off the win out on Thunder Mountain last Sunday. Trying to continue to go rounds, but he's taking on Alan Bush. Bush been to the final round here at Heartland Motorsports Park. Started his run of final rounds way back in 1993. That was 25 years ago. With his first final round here at Heartland Motorsports Park. Michael Miller's been to a few finals over the years himself. Former Division 5 Rookie of the Year. Got the Roadster on the right. He's off and running. Little Cavalier on the left out of the land of Lincoln. And Bush gets the win. 989.7 beats a 987.9. 18 thousandths of a second for Bush. So Bush's Cavalier. And Evans machine is teaming up on the next pair, or next round of Super Gas. And young Jordan DeWald taking on Tim Parker now. Jordan at the wheel of the family business, the Freedom Rocks Realty entry. Beautiful 37 Chevrolet. 23-year-old young lady out of Baytown, Texas. Tim Parker's Camaro out of Colorado, out of Fusion Custom Trailers. Jordan has worked her way around several tough customers to get to this point. Love to be able to get around Tim Parker and make it down to the quarterfinals here in Super Gas action. Good race shaping up here. Jordan left, Tim right. Jordan gets the win, 9,904. 22 thousandths package for her, 38 thousandths package for Tim. And DeWald gets to come back and take on that Collier. Manpower. Team in the next round of eliminations. Sean Carter with the bye run in Super Street. 7 cars left in eliminations. Sean goes automatically to the final 4. He motors through 1086 at 135 miles an hour. Now Rick Huffman and Jason Hennessy Going to see if they can join Sean Carter. But up on the right-hand side, the accelerated graphics entry for Lucas Oil Rep. Out of Waxahachie, Texas. Hennessy out of Pleasant Hill. Over on the east side of KC. 1090's up on the scoreboard. Quarterfinals, Super Street competition. Green lights appear and away we go. Hot diggity, boom diggity. Oh, what you do to me. 17,000 reaction times a pair. 1089.7 beats a 1089.3. 4 thousandths of a second. Hennessy going to the final four. As he and Carter join in the ranks. Well, Jordan Pratt on the left-hand side, Tom Phillips on the right. As we'll continue to fill out our quarterfinal, our semifinalists here in Super Street action. And green lights of bear continue. Jordan on the left-hand side, Tom Phillips here in the right-hand lane. Below 9 light by Tom. He goes 10.904 for the win. 13 thousandths package puts Phillips into the semifinals where he'll come back to run Hennessy. Phillips gets the win. Jordan Pratt goes across. It's Matt Cole and Brad Frederick. Get ready to roll in. The 62 Falcon, the 56 Chevrolet. Frederick's 62 Falcon. Started the day off with 3 Falcons at our Super Street field. Brad, the lone car left, trying to take out the shoebox Chevrolet of Cole out of Iowa. Big 600 plus cubic inch power plants for the bear up. Cole left side for Chevrolet, Frederick right side for Ford. Small advantage out of the gate. Goes to the shoebox. Win light though, Frederick runs 10.904. Taking the win and the stripe by 16 thousandths of a second. Down at the other end of the racetrack. So it's Brad Frederick, Sean Carter, Jason Hennessy, and Tom Phillips. Semifinal contestants in our 1090 category. Top Sportsman getting ready to come at us now. 3 cars left. Winner of this pair comes back to run J.J. Ebers. Ford Mustang. It's going to be Phil's Corvette. It's going to be J.R. Loebner's Oldsmobile. Twin turbocharged, big block combination versus the all-motor nitrous machine of JR over there on the left-hand side. 743 to a 640. 2 bulbs on the tree. Second-ish handicap start going to Loebner. They're on the Aeromotive Fuel System side of the racetrack. Unruh out of McPherson going to be giving chase. 2 Kansas boys duking it out to see who's going to run the Colorado runner in the finals. Again, guys, if you win, you're in. You need to get them back to the lane just as quick as you can, please. Unruh off and running, so is JR. Corvette really making power now in the big end, but it's Loebner going to the finals. puts down a 9 thousandths package for the win. 004 dead on 5 by JR. 22 on the tree was Phil, and he was already toast. We just didn't know it yet. Unruh goes through 641. 227 miles an hour, so it'll be Loebner's 7-second hot rod taking on JJ's 6-second Mustang. JJ getting reinstated today via the disqualification of his earlier opponent, losing a weight puck out on the racetrack. JJ got his lucky round win in there. The Centennial, Colorado-based machine out of Kearney Garage. Going to go to the finals against J.R. Loebner's Big Bad Oldsmobile. And JJ cruises through 677, 183 miles an hour. Larry Piper and Matt Driscoll going to duke it out now in our semifinals for Fine Line Graphics. Madcap Race Engines, top dragster category. Winner will come back, take on Rodney Frazier. Driscoll on a 619, Piper on a 629. As I said earlier, experience going down that quarter mile. One light's going to go to Driscoll, 621 on a 19. Larry Piper was 001, but then slows up to a 639 on his 629 dial. So it'll be Matt taking on Rodney. The finals of our top dragster competition. Rodney's going to roll in, stage the car, do what he needs to do. And we will have our finals set and our Fine Line Graphics, Madcap Race Engines, top dragster field. NHRA rules say if you have the designated buy run, you can run it down the racetrack or you can stage it under its own power, back it out, and come back around. And that's what Rodney elected to do. Comp Eliminator getting ready to roll out. 3 cars left, going to determine our final round contestants. We already know one of them. Going to be Troy Galbraith. On to effectively his second final round in a row inside of 3 weeks. He will come back to run either Chad Vogus, who he ran in the finals 2 weeks ago, or Jim Greeneck, who was in the final 3 weeks ago in Indy. Yeah, just sitting there talking to myself saying, who did Jim Greenack run in the finals at Indy? Pulled up my database and it was, oh, yeah, Chad. So Vogus, final round player at Indy. Vogus, final round player at Joliet. Chad was number 1 qualifier, Joliet. Ended up being number 6 here this weekend. So Vogus, who was not able to get around Jim Greenack's ride in the finals at Indianapolis 3 weeks ago. Love to get a little redemption here tonight. That would put him into the finals for the second race in a row against Troy Galbraith. Chad gets the win, running 7:67. Greenack goes 7:92 at 139. So our Comp Eliminator final round will be a repeat of what we saw 2 weeks ago over at Route 66 Raceway. Chad Vogus and Troy Galbraith. Troy assumed the winner's trophy there. Chad came up a little bit short. Troy with the bye run at 3 cars. Stages under his own power per NHRA rules and regulations. Accepts the green light. Gets pushed back in the Rolla Competition Engines machine. We'll be back for the final round in Comp Eliminator. Stock Eliminator, Chris Knudson's 396, 4-speed. 69, taking on James Reed's 427, Copo Camaro. 931 to a 1056, 1.2 second. Handicap start going to the 69 edition. For Knudson out of Grimes, Iowa. Winner's going to come back to run either Jeff Taylor or Chris Cheney. 6 cars left. Going to whittle it down to our final 3. Could have 2 69 Camaros. Big blocks apiece. Could have 2 new Copo Camaros. Duking it out. Could have 1 of each. One thing about it, we know there's a Camaro going to the final round. Which one of these 4 is it going to be? That we don't know yet. Knudson off and running. James Reed now giving chase. Chris looking over his shoulder. Got a couple of hunt off the starting line. Is it enough? Yes, it is. 10:58 on the 10:56. Reed goes swinging by 9:32 on his 9:31. So Knudson to the semifinals. Stock Eliminator. Will he take on Chris Cheney's 427 69 Camaro, or will he take on Jeff Taylor's Copo? He's going to have to go back-to-back Copo cars to get to the finals. Cheney on a 1017, Taylor on a 973. Not quite the handicaps. Oh, between this pair, Chris Cheney tried to bring the RPMs up. The car lurched through the beams on the starting line. And JT goes 008, 981. And it'll be Jeff Taylor's Copo. Chris Knudson, 69. Duking it out on one side of the ladder. The winner of that pair will come back to run the winner of this car with this pair. Either Austin Williams or Slade Cummings. Austin on an 11:22. Slade on a 10:20 dial. And I do believe this is the first time in 3 rounds that Slade hasn't had a heads up. Slade has worked his way through, I do believe, the entire B-Stock automatic field. Austin on the 11:22. Austin gets the 2-bulb, 1 second handicap start. Couple of Division 4 stalwarts going at it here in the final round. Slate from Osier Engineering. Now giving chase. Cummins right side. Austin over there on the left-hand side. Austin loves Heartland Motorsports Park. Got the Duster out in front. Goes 11:23 on the 11:22. Slate Cummings goes 10:20 on his 10:20. Slate throws down a 23 thousandths package. Austin a 44 thousandths package, and Slate Cummings going to the finals. And it'll be the Corvette from Osier Engineering taking on a Copo Camaro or a 69 edition. Sportsman Motorcycle final round getting ready to come up next. Winner, chicken dinner. Final pair, Kurt Spracklin on the left-hand side. Phil Snare over here on the right. Kawasaki for Spracklin, the runner out of Omaha, dialed in 858. They're on the Aeromotive side of the racetrack. Snare's Suzuki out of Wichita, trying to keep the Wally in the home state. Can he do it? He's green. So's Curtis. In fact, they're just dang near identical. And it'll be Snare getting away at 829 at 147, 887 by Spracklin. Snare was 36 on the tree. Spracklin was 35. Snare at the other end running much closer to the dial than what Spracklin did. And Phil Snare takes home your Sportsman Motorcycle Wally here this evening, as we have crowned our first Wally winner. Super Cop rolling in next as we continue on. George crowning champions. $11 cars left in this round of Super Cop entertainment. Devin Eisenhower taking on Dave Crawford's ride. Devin left side. Crawford in the right-hand lane. Gonna be Devin. 889.9 beats an 888.6. 13 thousandths of a second. Margin of victory for Eisenhower as he moves on one more round. Crawford comes up short. 13 thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. Chris Bishop. Scott Dean going to do battle next. The Grand Rapids, Minnesota based G2 Jersey car out of Bishop's Performance. Seafoam, Chris on the right-hand side. Dean out of Olathe. The Midwest Racecraft Machine. 890's up on the scoreboard. Green lights apparent. Here we go. Bishop over here on the O'Reilly side of the racetrack, trying to trim the tree a little bit closer. See if he can parlay it into the wind, but nope, it's going to be Scott Dean getting it. 891 at 164. 889 at Ford, 153. Bishop takes the stripe, breaks out by 6. thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. So Bishop Day is done. Dean moves on. Kimbra Fusting taking on Steve Michaels, another Minnesota runner, the Michaels family racing operation. The former Division III champion out of Illinois. Kimber there in the left-hand lane for Bristol Hose and Fittings. Trying to lock up yet another Wally in her career. Michael standing in the way right now. He's off and running, so is Kimber. And another pair of cars separated off the starting line by a thousandth of a second. Kimber gets the win, no. 893.2 at 167. As Steven goes a little quick, goes 8.888 down at the other end of the racetrack. And Kimbra, one of those cars on the short side of the ladder. She'll come back to run either Coy Collier or Kyle Fickler for the bye run to the finals. Fickler, the business director over at Aeromotive Fuel Systems. Collier out of Louisiana, the youngster. Steve listening in at home via D3 TV after his blowover here at Heartland Motorsports Park back at the Menards Nationals. Recuperating nicely, just not yet released by the doctor. Sitting at home, cheering on Coy. Coy right side, Fickler left. Winner has to come back and run Kimbra Fusting. Winner of that pair goes to the final. Red light start, Coy got 14 down, too quick out of the gate, Kyle Fickler. It'll be Fickler and Fusting in the next round of eliminations. 887 by Kyle. 166 miles an hour, and 892 by Coy. Just a little quick. Leaving the starting line. So Coy's night is done in Super Comp. Landon Stahlbomber and Jeremy Smith going to do battle next. Once again, racers, need you back to the lanes, please. If you are in elimination still, need you back into the staging lanes, please. Cool them, charge them, fill them with fuel, check the air pressure, and come on down. Stop on the right side, the Land Air Express missile. Little help from Dennis Ridgeway Enterprises. The Diaper Man, Stop Bomber goes 003 red. Jeremy Smith gets the win. The Great Bend, Kansas-based contract. $8.99 at 155 miles an hour. And it'll be Smith taking on Devin Eisenhower in the next round of eliminations. And Dean will take on Mitch Mustard's ride. Mitch there on the left-hand side, the Arvada, Colorado based hot rod. Has earned himself a spot in the quarterfinals. He knows what it's like to run in the late rounds of eliminations. Picked up numerous divisional Wallies along the way. And Mustard cruises through to an 887. So our quarterfinals are set in Super Comp now. Mitch Mustard taking on Dean, Eisenhower and Smith, Fusting and Fickler. Again, drivers, need you back to the lanes. Cool them, fuel them, splash them, gas them, come on down. Need you back to the lanes, please. Again, drivers, need you back to the lanes, please. Super stock, looking for 4 of you. Grubbs and Spear, Wagner, and Cummings. That would be the Godfather, by the way. Super Cop, looking for our final 6 cars. I realize you just ran, but need you back to the lanes, please. Stock Eliminator, 3 semifinalists, Knudsen, Taylor, and Slate Cummings. Super Street, our 4 semifinalists, Frederick, Carter, Hennessy, and Phillips. And Super Gas got 8 cars left. Hay and Larson, Bush and Evans, DeWald and Collier, Causey and Munt. Need y'all back to the lanes, please. Along with our finalists in comp, top dragster, top sportsman. As soon as you guys can get them turned and back to the lanes, we would appreciate you coming down and joining us as well. Racers, I really don't know how to break this to you. So I'm just going to put it bluntly. Sitting here looking at a radar screen for Topeka. And there are green freckles beginning to develop on the radar screen. And as the time lapse on my radar screen goes by, the freckles are becoming more. And they're becoming bigger. So it is imperative for you to hustle on back to the lanes, if you would, please. We would certainly like to get this done tonight. Not have to drag it out till tomorrow morning so we can get started on race number 2 on time tomorrow. And if anybody says, what the heck are you looking at? I'm looking at my favorite radar screen, that being the radar screen on Weather Underground. I have found over the years that it tends to be probably the most accurate of any that I have used and played with. So at this stage of the game, I'm just going to tell you the green freckles are out there. They're getting bigger. And they are getting more. They're becoming more. They're getting closer, however you want to look at it. Slate Cummings, need you to lanes, please. Slate Cummings, need you to the staging lanes, please. All right, understand Super Gas rolling in underneath the tower. And I do believe we have 8 cars left, so we're going to whittle it down to our 4 semifinalists. Clark Mutt, Bill Causey. 8 cars left. Going to whittle it down to our final 4. And again, gentlemen and ladies, if you're still in competition, sure would appreciate you getting back to the lane just as quick as you can. Like to get these final rounds taken care of. Get our winners crowned so we can start fresh and new in the morning. Hopefully we can get all this done before Mother Nature gets here. Because Mother Nature is beginning to warm up her fickle finger of fate. Clark Mutt, left side. Causey, right lane. Who's going to the final 4? It's going to be Causey. 9908. Mutt had the better light by 0.03 of a second. Turned Causey loose down at the other end of the racetrack, and Bill looked over as he went by, but took the stripe by 4 thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. So Causey moving on. Clark Mutt's day comes to an end in the quarterfinals. Alan Bush and Dale Evans going to do battle next. Bush's Cavalier on the left-hand side. The Corvette Roadster. Dale there in the right-hand lane. St. Cloud, Minnesota. Green lights appear and away we go. B-double-O, take double-O. Well, both drivers got the first part down. And Dale Evans gets the second part down. 006 at the hit, 002 at the stripe. Dale Evans gets the win, 991, beats the 992 by Alan Bush. 2 thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. So B-double-O, take double-O. Works well for Dale Evans that time. Here's Jordan DeWald taking on Jackson Collier, pair of Division 4 hitters. Looking to see which one of them is going to go to the semifinals. Jordan left side, Jackson right. The young lady at the wheel, 37 Chevrolet pickup. Pretty good battle shaping up. It's going to be Collier getting the win. Dead on 5, 31 on the tree, 36 thousandths package. 39 on the tree, and then 4 thou too quick at the other end of the racetrack. So Jackson Collier moves on. It'll be Collier and Causey on one side of the semifinals, and Dale Evans is going to come back and run either Matt Larson, the Larson Farms Corvette on the left-hand side, or Dennis Hayes, Colorado-based Corvette Coupe over here on the right-hand side. And again, green lights a pair. And B-double-O, take double-O thing. Matt and Dennis didn't pay any attention. And Dennis Hay gets the win. 988.3 beats a 988.0. I'll let you do the math. 988.3 beats a 988.0 by 0.03 of a second. Very good. Those of you that are still working the Common Core math out, we'll get back to you next month. Super Street going to roll out now. We are down to the semifinals. Brad Frederick and Sean Carter. Ford versus Chevrolet on the line right now. The Bassett, Nebraska-based runner. The Lone Falcon left in elimination, trying to take out that street-legal 67 Camaro of second-generation racer Sean Carter. One of these cars going to the final round. Brad Frederick over here on the O'Reilly side. Giving chase. He's 005 at the hit. Lights up the scoreboard with a 10.909. And Frederick takes Vibes to the finals with a 14,000s package. 10.88.9 by Sean Carter. His day is done in the semis. Frederick's Ford come back to take on one of these two. Jason Hennessey's Pontiac or Tom Phillips' Camaro. So it'll be the Ford Falcon and either A, Aeromotive side, or B, O'Reilly lane. Once again, B-double-O, take double-O. One of the drivers was paying attention. That would be Tom Phillips. 003 at the hit, runs 10.88.7. Takes out Jason Hennessey's 10.86.9 down at the other end of the racetrack. So Phillips and Frederick going to do battle in the finals of our 1090 category, Super Street. That'll be coming up in just a bit, as soon as they can cool them and turn them and get them back to the lanes. As we ask all of our drivers to do at this late stage of the race day. Get them back to the staging lanes just as quick as you can, please. Stock and super stock. Need you back to the lanes. Super Cop. Pardon me? Slade Cummings, where are you? We need you. Let's see if he's got another heads up. Nope, he's got a bye. Slate, you need to get down here. Get your bye run taken care of. Knudsen, Taylor here waiting on you. And just got that Larry Cummings is broke. So coming down off of that wheel stand earlier and all those sparks flying out from underneath that brand new car. Going to take the Godfather out of competition. Slate says he's here, back in the lanes, ready to go with stock eliminator. It looks like Wyatt Wagner's going to have a bye run in the semifinals of Super Stock. So a tough break for Larry Cummings, the debut of that brand new East Texas Race Cars Cobalt. She's been running pretty good. Alan Sherman must have mixed up a little bit of pixie dust when he put that power plant together. Dumped it inside of it. But it was that little bit of scrub coming down off of the wheel stand in that last round, and a whole lot of sparks flying out from underneath the front end of that car. Certainly didn't look good from up here, and well, obviously didn't look good when they got it back to the pit area. So the Godfather, Larry Cummings, erring on the side of caution, says, maybe next time. Again, we need all of our runners back to the lanes, please. All of our winners need you back to the staging lanes, please. Alrighty, Super Stock coming at us. Semifinals. 4 cars left, or supposed to be. Brenda Grubbs, Brett Spear, Grubbs Super A automatic entry. Other J. Allen Sherman big block combination for the National Parts Depot runner. Taking on the reigning D5 champion, Brett Spears, GTJ automatic hot rod. Over on the right-hand side, 947 for Brenda, 995 by Brett. And Wyatt Wagner pulling in as we got word that Larry Cummings is broke in his brand new Chevy Cobalt after that wheel stand. Speaking of wheel stands, how about Brett Spear? Stands it up, but here comes Brenda Grubbs. Brenda, 003 off the line and not enough at the stripe as Brett takes the stripe. 007. 999 for Spear at the other end of the racetrack, gets the win. Wyatt Wagner rolls in. Brenda comes up just a little bit late. The B-modified car of Larry coming down hard after that wheel stand in the last round. And it'll be Wyatt Wagner taking on Brett Spear in the finals of Super Stock. As Brenda comes up just a little bit short down at the other end of the racetrack. So Spear and Wagner, Camaro's a pair. Final round of Super Stock Eliminator. So our finals are set in Super Stock. Finals are set in Top Sportsman with Loebner and Ebert. We can take those two cars back. Final set in Top Dragster with Rodney Frazier. Matt Driscoll will take those two cars back. Final set in Cup Eliminator. Chad Vogus and Troy Galbraith. You guys know the drill. Super Street, Brad Frederick and Tom Phillips. Need you back to the lanes as well for the finals in Super Street. Stock Eliminator coming at us now. As we have 3 cars left in stock. Battle of the Camaros to take on the Corvette. Jeff Taylor's Factory Showdown. Taylor Performance. Copo Camaro, Chris Knudsen. The 396 4-speed car. Chris absolutely working his way through the gearbox for numerous rounds of elimination. Knudsen on the left. Taylor on the right. 10:57 to dial for Chris. JT and the Copo going to be giving chase based off a 972. Green lights are there. We're off and running. Separated out of the gate by mere 8 thousandths of a second. One light's going to go to Taylor. JT, 973 on the 972. 1060 by Knudsen on a 1057 dial. Turn Jeff Taylor loose down at the other end of the racetrack. So it'll be Taylor and Cummings in the finals of Stock Eliminator. Slate, B-Stock Automatic, Mosier Engineering Corvette. In an 80-plus car Stock Eliminator field, Slate Cummings has had to go head-to-head in B-Stock Automatic trim. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, and did it in a row. Once again, the LS Power Plant coming out of J. Allen Sherman shop down Texas way. All I can say is Sherman must have really dumped the pixie dust in this one. Whew. 3 heads-up B-Stock automatics in a row. So the Mosier Engineering Corvette taking on Jeff Taylor's Copo in the finals of Stock Eliminator. 10:28, 127 by Slate. Tough break for Slate's dad, Larry. Not able to answer the bell in the semifinals. Top Sportsman, we understand, underneath the tower, getting ready to come up so we can crown our APD Top Sportsman champ. Will it be the Oldsmobile? Will it be the Mustang? We're fixing to find out. Final round, our APD Top Sportsman category. Final round, J.J. Ebers, Mustang up on the left-hand side, 669 to dial. J.R. Loebner on a 743, the Oldsmobile. Interesting that J.J. has been over in the aeromotive side of the track effectively all day long. J.J.'s been on both sides of the racetrack. My guess would be that J.J. won the coin toss and elected to put JR over here on the right-hand side of the racetrack. The lane he has the least number of runs in here today. So JR, 743, is going to try to trim the tree on this side for the win. JJ, you're going to be able to track him down. Well, we'll see who's better acclimated to their lane on the racetrack right now. Loebner right, JJ left. The driver wanting to light the stage beams. Well, looks like maybe a late night. Anybody got a My Pillow I can borrow? Hey, JJ went in. Now JR's got to go in. He's in. JR's green. JJ's green. Eber closing fast, top end in the Mustang. Not going to do it. 744 Loebner runs it down and throws down a 23 thousandths package. Gets the win at 16 thousandths of a second at the stripe. JJ cruises through 670 on a 669 run. But J.R. Loebner picks up the win in his Oldsmobile. So he joins Phil Snare as a Wally winner for race number 1. Our fine line graphics, Madcap Race Engine. Top Dragster final round coming up next. Rodney Frazier taking on Matt Driscoll. Rodney out of Oklahoma, Matt out of Kansas. Trying to keep the Wally here in the Sunflower State. Rodney's had a pretty good run through the field here today. He's also picked up the win here at Heartland Park, Topeka before, when the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series rolled into town. Driscoll, multi-time winner, tough competitor. 618 to dial by Matt. Frazier on a 651 for the Oklahoman. Somebody dead late. And Frazier gets the win. 110 on the reaction timers. And Rodney Frazier gets the stripe and the win at 207 miles an hour. Driscoll was 0.07 of a second in front, leaving the starting line. But Driscoll runs 6:27 on a 6:18. And I don't know if something broke or if he turned him loose at the stripe. But man, oh man, Rodney Frazier snatched victory from the jaws of defeat in the final round here in top dragster competition tonight. Rodney Frazier getting the win. You'll look at that time slip and go, huh? How'd that happen? Matt Driscoll will look at the time slip and go, wow, did that really happen? So our top dragster champ has been crowned. Super Comp rolling in next. 6 cars left in the category. Devin Eisenhower taking on Jeremy Smith. Devin left side, Jeremy right lane. B-double-O, take double-O. That's the mantra, right? Devin goes 007. Runs dead on 8 for a 46 thousandths win down at the other end of the racetrack. Runs 8.908. And Eisenhower becomes one of our 3 semifinalists. 8.94 by Jeremy. Comes a little bit short. Now here's the twofer. Here's the big run. Kimber Fusting and Kyle Fickler. Fickler and Fusting. Dentist office in downtown Wakarusa. Yeah, whatever. Kyle on the left out of Tonganoxie. Kimbra on the right out of Waukegan, Illinois. Winner here has the bye at 3 cars and an automatic berth in the final round. This is a twofer. Kyle looking to put the aeromotive machine into the finals. Kimber saying, nah, yes, Marcus. Good lights both sides of the racetrack. Kimber on the top end, trying to close in, gets it. 8.906. Beats an 8.91.8, 23 thousandths of a second margin of victory. Kimbra down at the other end of the racetrack picks up the win and goes to the finals. She'll run either Devin Eisenhower, Mitch Mustard, or Scott Dean. We know Eisenhower's already in. Waiting to see if Mitch Mustard can defeat Scott or if Scott can defeat Mitch. Mustard out of Colorado. He's there on the aeromotive lane. Dean out of Olathe. The Midwest Racecraft car here on the right-hand side. Final pairs, quarterfinals, Super Cup. Mustard left. Dean on the right. I'd say advantage to Dean based on reaction times, but hey, we've already seen what happened tonight. 8.95 beats an 8.91. Mitch had the better light, parlays it into a 002 win down at the other end of the racetrack. So Mitch Mustard, Devin Eisenhower, Kimber Fusting, our 3 semifinalists in Super Comp. And we continue on. Super Gas semifinalists looking for you. Stock Eliminator finalists take you back to the lanes. Super Street finalists should be about ready to return. Chad Vogus, Troy Galbraith, our finalists in Comp Eliminator, ought to be getting close if they're not already here. And Super Stock, Mr. Spear, Mr. Wagner should be coming back pretty quick themselves. Hay and Evens, Collier and Causey, 4 semifinalists left in Super Gas. I understand we got one. Looking for 3 more. Understand that we need an outer wheel bearing for a strange front spindle. Anybody out there has an extra wheel bearing for a strange front spindle? Let me know here in the tower if you would, please. We'll get you hooked up with a racer in need. Outer wheel bearing for a strange front spindle. Let me know here in the tower, please. Super Gas semifinals. Corvettes a pair. Dale Evans and Dennis Hay. Dennis on the left got the Corvette Coupe. Evans out of St. Cloud's got the Corvette Roadster. One way or another, we are going to have a Corvette in the final round of Super Gas. Just don't know if it's going to come from west or come from the north. 990's up on the scoreboard. Final 4. Getting ready to make their way down. B-double-O, take double O, right? How about B-double-O-4, a pair? 006. That's the margin at the other end. 9903 by Dennis. Throws down a 7 thousandths package. Dale Evans has a 7 thousandths package. Unfortunately, 3 of them are on the wrong side of the number. Wow. 7 thou package. And gets you into the final round. Jackson Collier and Bill Causey. Going to see which one of them can join Hay. Going to be Collier? Yep, it is. 995, 13 on the tree at 163 miles an hour. 991 by Causey. Causey, though, a little late out of the gate, and that opened up the door for Collier. So Jackson takes the Manpower Racing Camaro Roadster to the final round. Well, it'll be Hay and Collier duking it out for the Wally. One more champion to crown. That'll be our Super Street winner. Tom Phillips at the wheel, the multi-hued Camaro on the left-hand side. Brad Frederick wheeling and dealing that 600-plus cubic inch Ford-powered Falcon. Hometown Repairs, Scissors Edge, little Ford. 1090's up on the scoreboard. Brad's been living on the tree and running the number. Let's see if he can do it one more time to pick up the Wally. Everybody back in Bassett, Nebraska that's still listening in via D3 TV, glad to have you. And I know there's several of you. Phillips on the left-hand side. Brad on the right. Ford versus Chevrolet. Camaro and a Falcon. Green light, and away we go. Phillips out in front, gets the double breakout win, 10:89.1. Beats Fredericks 10:86.6 at 152 miles an hour. Brad kept the foot in it, took the stripe by 007. Tom had the better reaction time and gets the win. Down at the other end, under by only 9 thousandths of a second. So Tom Phillips out of Dallas, our Super Street champion here in race number 1. Good run, both drivers. Large field of Super Street cars as they continue to work their way through round after round after round of eliminations. And Tom Phillips and Brad Frederick, great race there in the final round of eliminations. So Super Street's crowned. Top Dragster Champs crowned. Sportsman Motorcycle. We've decided who gets the Wally. Top Sportsman likewise. We know JR gets the Wally there. Still got to pick out our winner in Comp Eliminator. Either going to be Chad Vogus, Troy Galbraith. Got to pick out our winner in Super Gas. Either Hay or Collier. Super Stock, we're down to Spear and Wagner. Stock Eliminator, down to Taylor and Cummings. Super Comp, got 3 cars left. Need you all back to the lanes, please. Come on down. Guys, we need you back to the lanes, please. Devin Eisenhower, Mitch Mustard, Kimber Fusting, our semifinalist in Super Comp. Stock Eliminator. Jeff Taylor, Slate Cummings, need you back to the lane. Super Stock, Spear and Wagner, need you back to the lane. Super Gas, Hay and Collier, need you back to the lanes. Comp Eliminator, Vogus and Galbraith, need you back to the lanes, please. Like to get this one wrapped up before Cinderella's coach turns into a pumpkin again. Super Stock rolling up now as Brett Spear and Wyatt Wagner get ready to make their way down track. Just got a phone call from a listener on D3 TV. Told me my math calculations were off a little while ago. And like I explained, it has been an extremely long day with 700 plus race cars going down the racetrack. If my math isn't working correctly right now, I apologize. But I'm tired, and so is everybody else. And we got to start all over again tomorrow morning, bright and early. Wyatt Wagner up on the left, the Super H automatic, 999 the dial. Hands it up and away we go. Brett Spears GTJ automatic, 995 the dial. Separated off the line by 1,000. Win light goes to young Wyatt Wagner. Dead on 5, 18 on the tree, 23 thousandths package. Brett Spear runs through with a 997 lap. He was 17 on the tree. And Wyatt Wagner picks up the Wally. And Scott is never going to get that car away from him again. Wyatt's going to look at Dad and go, "You got to be kidding me, Pop. You want the car back?" "Nah, it's mine now." Congratulations to Wyatt Wagner picking up the win in Super Stock over the reigning division champ, Brett Spear. Compliminator final round getting ready to come at us now. As we talked earlier, these two met up in the finals over at Route 66 Raceway 2 short weeks ago. Troy Galbraith able to get the win there in the Rolla competition engines, B Dragster automatic. Chad Vogus coming up a little bit behind in that final round pairing. A little redemption for the St. Peter's, Missouri runner, I would not rule out. But Troy's B Dragster automatic certainly Not a car to be taken lightly. Little four-cylinder machine. Going to be off and running. Scoreboard's going to come alive for somebody, either Troy Galbraith or Chad Vogus, in what is turning out to be an all Division III Comp Eliminator final. And Troy Galbraith, just like he did in Joliet, Illinois, a couple of weeks ago, claims the win, this time by 13 thousandths of a second. 675-2 at 183, beats the 760 lap of Chad. Chad was 47 on the tree, but Troy was 13 thousandths on the reaction timers. Galbraith picks up yet another Comp Eliminator win. Super Cup semifinals. Rolling in next, Devin Eisenhower. Looking to see if he can roll his way into yet another final round this year. Young gunner out of Indiana. Going to the late stages. Not only Super Cup, but Super Gas at Indy 3 weeks ago. And rocked his roll his way to the late rounds at Joliet 2 weeks ago. Eisenhower left side. Mitch Mustard out of Colorado. Always a tough competitor. Multi-time division winner. Multi-time national event champion. Seeing what he can do right now, rolling up on the right-hand side. Winner gets to come back. Take on Kimber Fusting. Devin on the left side, 889.6. Mitch with an 889.8. Devin was holding 7th thou going by the Christmas tree, but Mitch Mustard able to put it in and get the win by 2 thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. So it'll be Mitch Mustard out of Colorado taking on this car, Kimber Fusting out of Illinois, for the Wally here in Super Comp Eliminator. As we are down to 4, make that 3 final rounds left. Stock Eliminator getting ready to come up. Super Gas getting ready to come up with their final round. We'll get Kimbra and Mitch back around just as quick as we can. Eight at 177. Kimbra rotates into the final round of Super Comp Eliminator. Final round, stock eliminator coming at us next. Slade Cummings and Jeff Taylor. See if the Pixie Dust can hold up one more time. Slade Cummings, LS powered Corvette, the Mosier Engineering hot rod there on the left-hand side. Jeff Taylor, not going to be easy. 971 for the Copo, 1028 for the Corvette. Slade on the left, JT on the right. Here we go. Green lights are there. 9 thou difference off the line. Win light's going to go to Taylor. 971 on a 971. 1027.5 on a 1028 by Slate. Slate under by 5 thousandths of a second, taking 3 thou stripe down at the other end. JT was holding 9 thousandths of a second as they went by the starting line and parlayed it into the win at the other end of the racetrack. So congratulations to Jeff, our stock eliminator. Wally winner here in race number 1. Super Gas Finals sitting underneath the tires. We are down to 2 final rounds to go. And we want to welcome Janae Rose listening in on D3 TV. Glad to have you listening in with Brad there. Back home as Brad couldn't make it this weekend. Just about to put a wrap on everything, Janae. 2 more final rounds to run. Super Gas sitting underneath the tower. And it'll be Kimber Fusting coming back along with Mitch Mustard to wrap everything up for race number 1 into the record books. Super Gas going to be Jackson Collier and Dennis Hay. Corvette and a Camaro. We always tell you, take the Corvettes and give the field. Well, you got one chance. Dennis out of Golden, Colorado, the Lakewood Ford land. 1985 Corvette hardtop over on the right-hand side, and Jackson Collier's aircraft carrier Chevy Camaro. The long, flat, roadster-style Camaro body for the man-powered Collier race team. Hay on the right, Collier on the left, 990s on the Aeromotive and O'Reilly scoreboard. Next to the last final round to run. They are off. Half-track mark, side by side. Jackson Collier goes 008, 89, 89, 8 for the win. Dennis Hay was 23 on the tree, clicks off the timers, 987.7 So on the double breakout, your rating Division 4. Super Gas champ Jackson Collier gets the win. Steve, quit jumping up and down back home in Louisiana. You got to take care of that back, son. Just sit there and quietly go, hurrah, and yahoo, because we know you're listening in on D3 TV. Jackson Collier gets the win in Super Gas. Joining Troy Galbraith in Comp, Rodney Frazier in Top Dragster, J.R. Loebner in Top Sportsman. Tom Phillips able to get the win. In Super Street, Sportsman Motorcycle, Phil Snare, Wyatt Wagner getting the win in Super Stock, and Jeff Taylor, JT, getting the win in Stock Eliminator over Slade Cummings. One more, final round to go. Kimbra and Mitch, need you back to the lanes as soon as you can make it. Even quicker, if you would, please. Would be appreciated. Nitro Joe's sitting at home compiling stats, and he says his pumpkin's about ready to fall apart. And we got one of our Super Cup final round contestants already back up here. We need the other. I don't know if we need Kimber or if we need Mitch, but we got either Kimber or Mitch. So we got 50% of our Super Cup final round. We got 50% of our final pair. And we were 50% on our way to being done. Mitch Mustard needs you to the lanes, please. Mitch Mustard needs you to the staging lanes, please. Come on down, Mitch. Kimber's here. We're waiting on you. Put a wrap on race number 1. All righty, boys and girls. Final pair, race number 1. Those of you who have already tucked in for the night over there, I'm just about to shut up. Those of you on D3 TV, turn around, look at the wife, and say one more pair, and then we can turn it off. Kimber Fusting, left side. Mitch Mustard, right lane. Our final pair, race number 1. We've crowned our champs in every other category. Now it's time to crown the Super Comp champion. Mitch, right side. Out of Colorado. Kimber out of Illinois. Trophy's going to go east on I-70. Trophy's going to go west on I-70. We do know one thing. It's not going to stay here in the Sunflower State. And I don't know where Mitch Mustard was going. Kimber Fusting's going to get the Wally. Uncontested, unmolested. She goes 888 at 176 miles an hour. Mustard leaving before the tree is activated, and his day is done. And that, boys and girls, puts a wrap. Race number 1 here at Heartland Motorsports Park. Going to start all over again, 7:45 tomorrow morning. Sleep fast, sleep tight. Those of you listening in on D3 TV, tell the wife you appreciate her patience. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.